Okay.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. KGP Santosh Kumari, founder and CEO of Shanmuk Linguistic Solutions. And as per our initiative, Online Reading Club, so today we have an eminent reviewer and uh, eminent personality amongst us, who is none other than Dr. Ajita Somina. So I request, because of the rapport we had, ma'am has kindly accepted our invitation and giving a review for this session. Thank you so much, ma'am. And in this context, I want all of us to know what exactly her credentials are. So I request Ma'am Sunita, Dr. Sunita, to introduce Dr. Rajita Somina. Ma'am
Uh,
Sunita, ma'am,
Thank you, Dr.
kindly.
Thank you, Dr. Santoshi. Thank you so much. I'll be introducing ma'am. Good evening, friends. I'm introducing Dr. Rajita ma'am. Dr. Rajita Somena, Chief Scientist, SnapSkill AI and Data Science Researcher. Dr.
Welcome to
Rajita
the day
Somena is
3
a
of the New
seasoned
You
AI
Challenge.
researcher
Today,
and data scientist with over 15 years of academic and industry experience. As chief scientist at SnapSkill, she leads Gen AI driven learning and research initiatives. Her expertise span AI, ML, LLM, RAGs, and predictive modeling. With impactful projects in BFSI engineering and education domain, she has designed large-scale data extraction and codification system for NRL and Wellfrog and developed intelligent assistants and chatbots using advanced language models. Dr. Rajita holds a PhD from BITS Pilani with several publications in data science and social network analysis. Her work bridges research and real world application, driving innovation in applied AI solutions. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Rajita to start the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, all. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
good evening, ma'am.
Good, good evening.
Fine,
It's
ma'am.
nice.
Fine. How are you,
Hi,
ma'am?
hi. Fine. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on a book that truly touched my heart, actually. My name is Dr. Rajita. Today, I'm reviewing book. Do you know that book? Did you get a chance to listen from Dr. Santoshi, ma'am? Did you share what is that book?
Yeah, they have seen in the poster.
Yeah. So, any one of you, what is that book? Did you get a chance to read that book or at least glance about that book? Okay. So, I will be reviewing The Circle of Life by Sudha Murthy. This is actually my first time presenting book review. So, I am both nervous and excited to be here. I choose this book because I have always admired Sudha Murthy, not just as a writer. As a person, personally, I like her. I think you know about Sudhamuti, right? She is not only a best book-selling author, but also a remarkable philanthropist. She is the founder of Infosys Foundation and has done incredible work in education, healthcare, and rural development across India. And she has received both the Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri awards from Government of India. And recently, she became Rajya Sabha member. When I love most about Sudhamuti is her simplicity. Despite all her achievements and success, she writes most humble manner and relatable way. Her stories feels like your grandmother sitting beside you and sharing life lessons over a cup of tea. There is no complicated language, no show off, just pure honest storytelling that speaks directly to your heart. So, shall we start this book? This book was published in 2024 and it's Sudha Murthy's written the first fictional after 9 years. The story follows about five friends who first meet at Indian Institute of Sciences, IISc Bangalore, in 1999. After 25 years, some meetup is there. So, which is nothing but 2024. All these 25 years, what they have done at the time of reunion, they are sharing their things, what happened in their life. They are Uttara Rao, Janaki, Aravind, Subbarao, Sumitra Iyer. All five comes from completely different backgrounds and different social classes, different family situations, and their dreams and aspirations are also different. But as at IISc Bangalore, they form a deep friendship, and moreover, they support each other through exams, share their dreams, laugh together, and face the typical challenges of their youth. Before graduating, they make a one special promise. That's nothing but reunite at same campus exactly 25 years later, which is nothing but 2024. And the book is about what happens when they actually meet again after all these years. The beautiful thing about this book is that it's not just about one person's journey. It examines the life of five friends as they look back and reminds on their life turned out. Each of them has walked a completely different path, faced different struggles, achieved different things, and learned different lessons. Okay, let us start their journey. So the individual journey of these five friends is starting like this. So first one is understanding their diversity in their background. When these five friends meet in 1999, they are all pursuing their studies in IASC, but they came from different backgrounds. Some came from wealthy, well-established family with all the privileges money could buy. They had access to best education, resources, and opportunity. For them, attending IISc was almost expected natural step in their privileged journey. Other came from middle class family, where education was valued above everything else. Their parents made huge sacrifices to send them to prestigious institute like IISc. Every rupee spent on their education came from years of careful saving and planning. And then there was from humble background where just getting IASC was miracle in itself. They faced financial struggles, societal barriers, and family pressure that their healthier friends could not even imagine that. The dreams they carried out like this. When they were young and full of hope, each friend had distinct dreams. One wanted to become successful entrepreneur, build something from scratch, and make a mark in the business world. They dreamed of financial success, of providing themselves for breaking free from their imaginations. Another wanted to pursue research, to contribute to science and knowledge. For them, success meant intellectual achievement, recognition in academic circles, making discoveries that would matter. Someone else dreamed of happy life that is nothing but family life, a loving spouse, children, peaceful home. Their ambition was not professional glory, but personally happiness and harmony. There was also a friend who wanted to serve society, to use their education to help others, to make real difference in people's life. Their definition of success was about impact and contribution. And finally, there was the one who was not quite sure what they wanted. They were still searching, still figuring out their path, hoping the clarity would come with time. So the 20 years journey happened like this. The book explores their dreams, goals, achievements, and showing how they changed their human mind plays a crucial role in shaping each person's destiny. Sudhamuti does not give a simple happy ending for everyone. We know it, right? Life is not just straightforward. She respects the reality. So the friend who found success, but at what cost? Let us see. One of the friends achieved tremendous professional success. They built a career that others envied, earned money, gained recognition, climbed corporate ladder. From the outside, their life looked perfect. But when they reunited with their old friends, they cracked short. They had sacrificed their health, working 14 hours per day, had taken toll on their body. They had sacrificed relationship, marriage had failed, children had grown distant, friendship had been neglected. They had achieved their dreams, yes, but somewhere along the way they had lost themselves. This character makes us one question: is it worth it? If you gain the whole world but loss of the peace, health, relationship, have you really succeeded? Question to you. The friend who faced disappointment. Then there was other friend who had such a big dreams, but life had other plans. Despite their talent, their hard work, their dedication, things just did not work out the way they hoped. Maybe they faced discrimination. Maybe they were in wrong place at wrong time. Maybe they made one wrong decision that changed everything. This friend carried a weight of unfulfilled dreams for 25 years. They struggled with bitterness, with regret, with a constant what if questions. When they met their successful friends at the reunion, you could feel their pain, the comparison, the jealousy, the sense of failure. But here, what's beautiful about Sudha Murthy's writing is she shows how this friendship eventually learned to make peace with their life. They discovered that disappointment does not have to define you, that their dignity in acceptance, that life's value is not only measured by achievements. Next one, the friend who found unexpected happiness. One of the most touching storyline is about the friend who did not achieve their original dream at all, but found happiness in completely different way. They had planned one kind of life, but ended up living another. Maybe they wanted a big career, but become a homemaker. Or maybe they wanted to settle down, but ended up traveling the world, right? At first, they resented it. They felt like they had failed, like they had wasted their potential, but gradually they discovered joy in their unexpected journey. They found meaningful in places they never thought to look. When they reunited with friends, they were the most content, not because they achieved what they set to achieve, but because they learned to embrace what life gave them. They stopped fighting reality and started living it. This character teaches us one of the most important lessons: flexibility, the ability to adapt, to find new dreams when old ones die, to be open to life's surprise. Other friend, the friend who made sacrifices. Then there was the friend who had incredible potential but made sacrifices for others, for family, for aging parents, for siblings, for children. They gave up their own dreams to support someone's life. They postponed their ambitions to fulfill family's responsibility. They choose duty over desire again and again. For 25 years, they carried a quiet sadness. They wondered what could have been. They watched their friends pursuing their passion while they stayed behind, taking care of others. But at the reunion, something profound happened. They looked at their family, healthy, educated, happy because of their sacrifices, and they realized their life had meaning too. Not the meaning they had planned, but what destiny is there. The character represents so many people in our society, especially women who sacrifices their dreams for their family. Sudhamurti writes about them with such a compassion and understanding. The friend still searching. Finally, there was the friend who, even after 25 years, was still struggling, thinks about what to achieve. They had tried different things, changed path multiple times, never quit, found their calling. Some people might see this is the failure, the inability to commit. to stick with something, to find direction. But Sudhamurti presented it differently. Maybe this friend was still exploring, still growing, still refusing to settle for something that did not feel right. At the reunion, while others had clear narrative about their life, this friend's story was still unwritten, and maybe that's okay. Not everyone finds their purpose in their 20s or 30s or even 50s. Some people are eternal seekers. The power of reunion is the main contribution in this book. When these five friends finally meet again in 2024, the reunion is about beautiful and painful. This joy is reconnecting, but also the shock of seeing how much everyone has changed. They share stories, they laugh about old memories, but they also confront hard truth. Some feel proud, some feel ashamed, some feel confused. They realize that the promises they made as students, but staying in touch, about never changing, about achieving their dreams, were naive. The book focuses on friendship, hardship, and unpredictability in life, showing how it changes as consequence of one's decision. But here, what powerful thing is, despite all differences, despite the different path, despite of disappointments and success, the friendship still means something. That bond from their youth, that promise they made, that shared the history, it still mattered. What makes their stories here, the reason these five characters resonate so deeply, because we can see ourselves in them, or we can see our friends or siblings or parents. We all start with dreams, we all make choice, we all face unexpected challenges. Someone succeed, someone fail. Most of us experience both, and all of us at one point look back and wonder, did I make the right choice? Did my life turn out okay? The core message is that nothing remains permanent in life. The friend who has successfully might face downfall tomorrow. The friend who struggled might find unexpected joy also. Life keeps on moving, keeps on changing, and it's giving surprises also. What Sudhamurti beautifully captures is that there is no one right way in our life. Each of us are having different choices, and we think differently, and we end up differently, and that's okay. That's what our life is. The theme in this book is universal truth, which is nothing but friendship. From the friendship, we are going to get ambition, family, sacrifice, success, failure, and most important is nothing but acceptance. What makes Sudhamurti's storytelling so effective is her simplicity. I already mentioned that. She does not use fancy words or complicated sentences. Her language is straightforward, almost like she is talking to you over coffee. This is what I meant earlier when I said I admire her simplicity. She writes about Indian families, Indian values, and Indian situations in a way that feels completely authentic. There are references to mythology, traditional thinking, and the social pressure we all face. Whether it's family expectations about marriage, the pressure to succeed in certain way, or the clash between tradition and modern thinking, she captures it beautifully. Her Indian style of writing with heartwarming narration and references to mythology makes you feel like you're reading about real life, not fictional characters. Another thing I appreciate is that she does not preach, she does not tell you what's right, what's wrong. She just shows you the different lives, different choices, different outcomes, and then she lets you decide what to make away from it. The book reminds us that life is not a straight line. It's full of ups and downs, unexpected turns, loss and gain, and that's okay. The core message is that nothing remains permanent in life. My personal reflection here is, as I read about these five friends making a promise to meet, After 25 years, I could not help but think about my own friendship. We all have those friends from school or college with whom we swore we would stay in touch forever, but life happens, right? People move to different cities, get busy with career and family. Slowly, we drift apart. This book made me want to reconnect with old friends. It made me realize that those relationships were precious and it will never too late to reach out. The book also made me reflect on what success means to me. In today's world, we are constantly comparing ourselves with others over social media. We see people achievements and we feel like we are not doing enough. But this book reminded me that everyone's journey is different. Someone else's success does not mean it's our failure. What I loved about Sudhamuti's approach is her compassionate view of human life. She understands that we are all doing our best with circumstances we are given. She does not judge her characters harshly, and that taught me not to judge myself or others too harshly either. Her philanthropy and her values shine through in this book. She clearly believes in education, hard work, compassion, and staying true to your roots. These are the values that build our life, and she waves them naturally into the story. If I had to point out my criticism, I would say that some reader might find that book bit slow paced or predictable. It's not thriller with big twist. It's quite and very slow manner. But for me, that was exactly what made it beautiful. And would I recommend this book? Yes, absolutely yes. This book is perfect for anyone who values friendship, wants to reflect on their own relationship, people in their 30s or 40s who are looking back on their choices, young people who are just starting out and wondering what life might bring. Anyone who enjoys simple, heartfelt storytelling, definitely I recommend this book. This is not a book you read for entertainment or escape. This book you read to think, to feel, understand life a little better. The circle of life reminds us that life comes full circle. The people we meet, the choice we make, the dream we chase, they all shape who we become. And at the end of the day, what matters is not whether we achieved everything we wanted, but whether we lived authentically, loved deeply, and stayed connected to the people who mattered. Sudhamurthy has once again proven why she is the one of India's most beloved author. Her ability to write about ordinary people and make their stories feel extraordinary is truly a gift. I will end with a thought. The book does not give you answer, it gives you a question. And sometimes the questions are more valuable than answers. Thank you for listening. I am happy to answer your questions you might have.
Thank you, Rajita ma'am. It was awesome. Awesome book review. I really like it. The way you have narrated, I really like it.
Thank you, Sunita ma'am.
So if anybody wants to share your feedback, you can share your feedback on the review. Yeah, in fact, Raisa ma'am, I think you've nailed the show today. You did a wonderful job.
And did you get anything out of this, ma'am? Our friendship?
Obviously.
I'm only asking question. Actually, while I'm
Obviously.
reading this book, I recollected how we spent our
Wow.
days.
Wow, those are point and all that.
Yes, wow, those are point. Not only that, in our home and in at
And,
your home,
and wonderful
and
coffee made by Rajita earlier.
yes, yes, earlier was coffee.
Yeah, yeah, Rama ma'am, Raj sir, Vaishnavi ma'am.
Yeah, the stories were really awesome. Like a few people, they sacrifice everything
Exactly.
for the sake of
Hmm.
their goal. They reach the goal, but at the same time, They miss maybe the family, everything, the bond or whatever it is, they miss it. And there are few people who feel that they have not achieved anything because of the family constraint or whatever it is. But still, they have to realize that yes, they have achieved in their own way, making their children successful and the family successful, because naturally women is the backbone of any family. And what I feel is, yes, it is really very difficult to balance one's goal, one's aim, one's life, their success in their professional path, as well as the family. Like making a balance or striking a balance is really difficult. However, here and there, missing some parts, but still, people are, I think women are doing it these days. I feel
Yes,
that.
yes, yes, exactly. I agree with you, Smita
Uh,
ma'am.
yeah. Like that
Always I
Coca-Cola
look at
chairman or the
Indra
woman. Yes,
The
Indra
Telco
Nooyi.
CEO, Indra Nooyi. See how she
Yes.
balanced. So whenever I feel whether I'm doing well in my life or not, am I giving importance to my family or not? Definitely, I'll go through her videos. Then you will get
Yes.
some motivation. Yes,
Yeah, one
whatever
day
we
she
are
was
doing.
narrating. Yeah, one day she was narrating like her mother called and she said, "There's no milk.
Yes.
Please bring milk." Then she said, "I'm CEO, miss. So what? Bring milk first."
That's for your children. Yes.
Ah, okay. So this is your primary responsibility. So that's what. Yes, I think now Indian women is trying their best to
Yes,
do justice
we
to
have, at
both.
least now we have role models, whereas for our mothers, for our grandmothers, they don't have role models. At least now we have role models. By seeing their path,
Yes,
we will also get some confidence. Yes, we have to achieve whatever we are doing is for family only. See, why we are
yes,
struggling all these things for our family. If they
yes,
understand, they are going to give us some support. Now we are getting support, we are achieving, so we have to be happy for everything. That's what I feel. We have to
yes,
find happiness in our life.
yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, I completely agree with you. That was
Yeah.
really awesome session, ma'am. Awesome session.
Yes,
Anyhow,
thank you,
ma'am,
ma'am.
Rajita, actually here we have Vaishnavi ma'am and Rama ma'am as well as myself and in fact Sunita ma'am, Rajsar, everybody. Every one of us we are working on becoming an entrepreneur and we are working on our own firms. So in fact,
Yes,
Dr. Rajita is also a budding entrepreneur and she's been into computer science and she had her PhD from BITS Pilani and she's been working with her own team on various aspects connected with the marketing, designing, and all that, digital marketing, and so on, so forth. So I think it's something like Snapskill. I remember the name.
yes, yes, I shared in the chat. You can visit that website, ma'am.
Okay.
Whenever you have a time, you
Because
can visit that.
she worked almost on AI tools and all that, so it would be a little helpful for every one of us, and it will be helpful, in fact, for either the parties to have hand in hand and grow together.
Yes, grow
So
together. Yes. So I shared about our Snapskill website in the chat and some videos also related to AI. Reason is we are consultants. Basically, we are consultants. We are developing some AI agent tools that are for some industries like ERP, CRM, and calling agent, and other one is for pipeline industry also. Then we thought, why can't we share our knowledge to some people? So that's why we started this conducting courses for people. So initially we started only developing tools. The tools are AI agent tools. So using that tools, now we started teaching for professionals and for engineering students, those who are having UG, PG in the data science. For them, we are giving some support. At the same time, if they want any projects also, we are guiding them how to do the project. These three things are in our plate currently. So whenever you have a time, please go through that. Any help related to AI agents, please approach me.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for the information. Very useful information.
Thank you, Dr. Rajita ma'am. It was wonderful meeting you, listening to you, and getting motivated by you. Thank you so much for the contribution.
Thank you, ma'am. I saw your book review, but I could not go through that video. But
Okay.
Santoshi ma'am told about you also. And I know Sunita ma'am. Sunita ma'am, we worked together in CVR College.
Okay. Okay. Great, ma'am. Great
Okay.
meeting you.
Okay.
Okay, Raj sir, I think Raj sir is on
Yes, ma'am. I'm
driving
also
or
following. Yeah. Even I enjoyed, ma'am. I enjoyed. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Rajita, ma'am. Definitely, we will approach you, ma'am. So,
Sure,
we
sure.
are working yeah.
Sir, continue, sir. Continue. Something you are
Yeah,
sharing.
yeah. So, I'm working as an assistant professor in Lendi College, ma'am. Definitely, your expertise will helpful for our students. We will reach out to
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Sure.
I'll talk to my head of the department. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, ma'am.
Definitely.
Thank you, Santosh, ma'am.
okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So, had a nice
Yes, ma'am.
session. Thank you so much on behalf of
Thank you, ma'am.
Present
Thank
Solutions.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Nice
Thank
Thank
meeting
you
you,
all.
ma'am.
all.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
1 second. Give me a second.
Okay.